Hello again, everyone. This is Randy, your sewing machine man, and today we're looking at featherweight bobbin cases. They're also very similar to a 301 bobbin case. And how do you tell them apart? Well, good question. 301s usually come in 301s, and featherweights come in featherweights. That's how you know. Sometimes they get switched, and sometimes the featherweight will work in the 301, and the 301 bobbin case will not work in the featherweight. So there's little subtle differences in them, and it's usually has to do with configuration of the bobbin case itself. And I've never done a close-up like this, a sleight of hand type thing, so we'll just do the best I can. Sorry for the setup here, but I fix sewing machines. I'm not a videographer. So get started right off the bat. Show you that you ever see one of these, grab it. It is a Singer tool. It comes with the featherweights, and it has a number on it here, and I'm going to just grab that number real quick, and it says Semanco USA right there, and then it'll have a part number on it over here, which is, wow, I wonder if we can get that to work. Wouldn't that be great? I'll just read it up here. 120378. That's the number on this little tool, and it is exactly perfect for what we're going to do today. And I keep these around because they're indispensable little tools. Now, how do you tell a Singer genuine from a Singer replacement? There are companies that make the replacement ones. They're not as good as the Singer original. The Singer original is going to be kind of a dull gray in color. It's going to have the number written right there that says Semanco 45750, Semanco USA. That's what it'll say right there on an original 221 or 301 bobbin case. Now you can tell almost immediately when it's someone's manufactured copy to see how shiny this one is. The original one is dull. You can get these and you can say, wow, that looks terrible. You can look inside and you can have all sorts of oxidation and tarnish, but as long as there's nothing built up on it, you can scrape it out. If it's just a discoloration, it's no big deal. This is the one you want to have whenever you can. If you buy a featherweight without a bobbin case, your little odyssey has just begun. You always want to get the Singer original bobbin case. If you ever take a machine in for service, always tell them, oh, by the way, take it out, show it to them. Here's the Singer original bobbin case, and as nicely as you can, try to tell them that when you pick up your machine, you'd like to see this same bobbin case in it, not this one, because sometimes they get, I don't know, confused. I guess it could happen. But the Japanese, if you look on the listings in the different manufacturers or suppliers, it'll say made in Japan, which means it's better than the one made in China. The one in China will have a little asterisk next to it that says this may not work. In other words, good luck. You buy 5 of these, one of them may work, 4 may not, or all 5 of them may not. You don't know. But the purpose of this video is to show you that sometimes you will get a substandard one, and maybe you're looking to get the substandard one to replace one that is missing parts. Maybe it's missing the lever, maybe it's missing the screws, maybe it's missing the spring, tension spring. Sometimes you can get a poorly made Asian, Chinese, whatever, and you take the parts out of this one to rebuild this one. I never throw away a genuine Singer bobbin case. If it's coming in with a broken latch or something, sometimes I will take one of the not so wonderful Chinese ones, and I'll take their slide plate out, or slide latch rather, the spring, and I'll take it and rebuild the original base, because this is what you want, the original Singer base. They're made to a better standard, so they're rebuildable, but you wouldn't want to rebuild one of these. You take the parts out of it. I've done it before when I'm trying to get a bobbin. Sometimes the customer will say, I got a bobbin that's broken. Maybe it'll have a chunk out of it or something. They'll get the new one, and I can get one of my old ones and rebuild it using the parts out of their Chinese one. It's doable. So all you need to do is make sure you have your little Singer screwdriver, because it fits perfectly in this tiny screw inside on the latch. Inside on the latch, you want to have the perfect screwdriver for it, because you don't want to waller it out, as they say in Texas. You don't want to disfigure that little slot in there. You want to remove it, and if your screwdriver is magnetized at all, it'll hang on to that little screw. People ask me why I have such long fingernails. It's because of screws of this size. And I have a magnetic tray, and I will take that and set it aside and leave it on that screwdriver. I will try to keep it on the screwdriver for the duration. And the little magnetic cup. And then here you're going to take this apart. Once you've taken this screw, that's what holds it together, keeps it from popping apart. If you ever see one of these with the screw missing, you got to get a screw in there, or the customer's going to yank on it. It's going to fly apart. So you pull it apart, bring it up to the latch point, and it'll slide forward like so. It'll come right out. You have your latch. Be real careful with this, because it's delicate. It's precision. And then inside of, let's get my little custom-made tool here. I think you get these at the quilt shop. There's going to be a spring down inside the hole right here. There'll be a spring down inside there. You want to get that spring out if you're going to move it to the other unit, and you can get it out by just, let's see, access over here. You can see there's a slot. The spring's hanging out in there. Get hold of the spring. You can slide it out very carefully. You don't want to launch it. You don't want it to go across the room. There's your spring right there. Tiny little spring. If you have a spring tinier than that, I don't know what you're working on. It might be a watch. There's your little spring. And what you want to do, if you ever have this apart, you want to take your screwdriver, clean it out real good, scrape it out real good, clean off anything that's not this. If it's not bobbin case, get it out of there. Very gentle, scrape it out. I'll put a drop of oil across here, drop of oil here, drop of oil down in where the spring is. Reassemble, very simple, 3 parts. Take your spring, put it back in the little hole, put the spring back in, put your latch, and the only way it'll slide in is you raise the latch up very carefully. Raise the latch up, put it in the track, being real careful to get the top underneath, get the top, the bottom. With the latch up, it'll slide over. I don't pull on the latch because I don't want to break the latch off. It'll break. It's precision. It's very precise. Push on the slide, push across. Don't let it release or go across the room. Your spring will go with it. Take it all the way over until your latch goes back down, and then you have it reassembled and it's back together. At that point, flip it over. Go to your screwdriver that still has the screw attached to the end of it, because you didn't lay it down and lose it. And you notice I'm using this tray because, oh boy, these things will get away from you and they're gone. They don't sell these at the Home Depot or at Ace Hardware. You put your screw back on the tip, and here's where having several cups of coffee and a little patience all work against each other. You get the little screw, put it directly over the hole, and if you're having a good time, a good day, you very carefully back it off about a half a turn to make sure it's seating properly, and then it'll flip over, and then you'll take it and redo it. And this is good because this is what's going to happen. You're not going to get it first try. It's just not going to happen first try. It may take 10 tries, but you don't want to cross thread it. You want to be very exact with it. Get it started straight up and down, very carefully. And you get it started. And once it starts screwing in, you got it. I don't care how good you are, how many times you've done it. It's tedious and it's precise. You've got to be on the money. Now you tighten that down till it's snug, so it's not going to back off. That's where the screwdriver comes in handy. Without that, you're not going to get it done. and you take your oil, you can take the parts out of that and slide them in. So I don't have to do that because it's the same thing. Whether you're using other processed parts, you can get these parts. People sell them. You can get the bobbin cases. The original ones are expensive, $125. If you can get a used one on eBay, if it's got a broken latch, use another latch. If the screws are missing, you can get the screws, you can get the spring. That's how you take it apart, put it back together. Make sure you have these. Make sure you have the tin. This helps sometimes when you don't look. And if you get new screws, be careful because the original screws are made precision. The new screws are kind of wonky and you don't want to cross thread it and mess up your thread. So in a nutshell, that's how to do it. If you have any questions, let me know. 221 bobbin case rebuilt.